Hey, ladies. Hello, hello. I apologize for being tardy this evening. I got caught up with some stuff, personal stuff that I had to help around the house. So I'm a little tardy, but thank you so much for being here. We are officially on our path to 1,000 subscribers, ladies. Thank you so much for being here with me this week. All week, we are having various conversations with regards to being upperly mobile Black women. We have talked about the economy. We have talked about dark mode. We have talked about um, technology with the release of GPT-4. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a little messy topic. We are going to talk about being single and child-free. Even if you are married and or you have kids, you can still enjoy tomorrow night's topic. But tonight, we're going to talk about health. Why? Why is this important? Because, as you know, I say on this channel, everything counts, everything matters when it comes to being upwardly mobile, when it comes to reaching upper middle class, which is what we do on this channel. If you are not currently upper middle class, then we definitely want you to get there. And all upper middle classes in this country is earning $115,000 plus, which is doable, and having a net worth of $550,000, which is also doable. So, ladies, don't forget to like the video, become a subscriber as you are coming in. I see Samri here saying, do you recommend getting a pedometer? I don't have one, but I think that everybody should follow their own path. If you believe in walking 10,000 steps, which I know a lot of people do, then yes, having a pedometer is a great way to do it. I will say be careful what fitness apps you are working with because a lot of those fitness apps are selling your data. They're reporting information to um, different corporations. If you have a period app, they've been tracking your periods and then they are selling that data. Um, Mokamami always talks about the fact that there are HIPAA violations, but if you start researching, a lot of these tech companies are selling your individual data. So, just be careful with what you're tying to you and your name and all of your information. So, hey, dark and lovely. Um, you're saying here that you can have a smartwatch here with regards to your pedometer. They also keep up with the heart rate and other things. Yes, they do. Hey, becoming bossy. Hello, hello. Um, just being nosy, saying how funny just came from a 2 mile walk. Good for you. Love it. Texas Rose is in the building. Payment Space is in the building. Fantastic, ladies. So tonight's conversation is actually not going to be long. There is something that I found called the Hot Girl Walk Challenge. So I am going to show you the article. We're going to kind of dive into it. And then I have a second article from Black Enterprise talking about health. We probably will only be here for a few minutes this evening. Um, because, with health, I will tell you, I've lost, the last time I checked, I had lost 18 pounds this summer, not this summer, since December. So, and that was, when did I go to the doctor? I went to the doctor about 2 to 2.5 weeks ago. So I haven't checked since then, but I've been steadily going to the gym. I've only been eating twice a day. I'm still not really good with like cutting out the junk food. I really want to do like a no junk food for an extended period of time. But even with me eating a little bit of junk, I am losing weight. So, um, you know, everybody is different with regards to how they do their nutrition, and how you get your fitness in. But one of the things I do absolutely agree with is that you cannot like go to the gym and eat really bad and still lose weight. Like you do have to temper some of those calories. So, but let's read here a little bit about the hot girl walk fitness trend here. So, this is from CBS News, and this is from a couple of weeks ago. It says here in November 2020, Mia Lind was looking for a way to get out of her head and also move her body as a stressed out senior in college amid the pandemic. Little did she know that a walking habit she created for herself, dubbed the Hot Girl Walk, would become a TikTok fitness sensation. Ladies, one of the things I can say about walking versus jogging is that it's better for your knees. So, long term, I am a fan of walking. I knew a woman a while ago who used to do a power walk every day. She was in her 50s. She was fit. She was fabulous, beautiful Black woman. And all she did was like a power walk every day and ate well. And she stayed in such great shape. So let's keep reading here. Since posting her first walking video to the social media app in January 2021, the hashtag Hot Girl Walk has amassed more than 641 million views, and Lynn says she's received messages about the walk changing people's lives. What is a hot girl walk exactly? Lynn told CBS News it's a 4-mile outdoor mindfulness walk during which you're supposed to think of three things. Number one, what you're grateful for. Number two, your goals. And number three, how you're going to achieve them. So, ladies, I will tell you personally that there are times when I like to walk with music on, just to kind of drown things out. But then there are other times I like to walk with no music on and just think. And as you're walking and you're thinking, stuff starts coming to you. You start getting inspired and you do become grateful for what you have and you become grateful for the birds that you're seeing and the air that you're breathing and things like that. Obviously, as Black women, if you live in an impoverished neighborhood, definitely not suggesting that. But if you live in the suburbs, definitely going for a walk outside. There's a track near where I live, and I love walking on the track just because it's a little bit safer than walking in the street. But, you know, even a good walk on the treadmill can do wonderful things. Let's keep reading here. Um, Last thing you think about is how hot you are, of course, Lynn laughs. At least that's how it began, the creator says. But the concept is adaptable to each person. For example, it doesn't need to be outdoors or 4 miles to be considered a hot girl walk. It's really all about building confidence and taking time for yourself. So, whatever is most convenient for you is what you should do. The whole goal of the Hot Girl Walk was to make fitness more accessible, which is why walking was an ideal option, even if it wasn't a quote, trendy form of exercise. She's saying here, I'm going to go down here. A recent study from Cambridge University found that even an 11-minute walk a day can lower your risk of stroke, heart disease, and a number of cancers. So, ladies, 11 minutes a day. Most of us can do that. Lynn has seen all ages take advantage of the spunky name friendly fitness idea. At a meetup she hosted in Malibu, the 24-year-old saw not only those in her demographic, but also middle aged parents, seniors, and all ages in between. Part of the popularity is that it's not only about physical health, but mental health as well. Before starting her walks, Lynn says she was scared to be left alone with her thoughts. She says, quote, I had a negative self-talk that had developed during the pandemic that was just getting louder and louder. But through her walks, Lynn has noticed major changes in both her physical and mental health, including increased confidence, fitness level, as well as a lessening of anxiety and negative thoughts. And now, as a full time worker in the tech industry, it also helps her de stress. So, and then she has some information here. Walking 4 miles takes about an hour, 20 minutes. If you don't have that much time, ladies, I get in 30 to 45 minutes a day. 30 to 45 minutes a day. So, Dark and Lovely is saying, congratulations on the weight loss. Thank you so much. What's the topic? Rose is asking. It is the Hot Girl Walk Challenge, Rose. The Hot Girl Walk Challenge. Um, I love walking outside with no music. Yeah, there are some times when I really like it because it does kind of recenter me, selfish love. Um, just saw a TikTok about this for Atlanta women who want to meet and make friends. Hey, um, T, is this fine womanhood? I think this is fine womanhood. All right, ladies. So that was article number one that I wanted to share with you. The second is article number two, which is from Black Enterprise, and it is all about health determinants, recognizing and addressing social determinants of health. So this came out a couple of months ago as well. It says here two groups of people living in a nearby zip code in Atlanta have drastically different health outcomes and projected lifespans. Residents in predominantly white, high income neighborhoods have an average life expectancy of 84, while those in resident who reside in predominantly Black and low income neighborhoods have an average life expectancy of 71. This is the reason why I wanted to show this because we are talking about having an additional 13 years of life on average just by living in higher income neighborhoods. Probably within the higher income neighborhoods, we have health insurance, we have access to better foods, we can get our exercise in a little bit more easily. We're not stressed consistently about money, hopefully because we're making higher incomes, etc. But it says here, why is there such a life shortening disparity? Social determinants of health play a major factor. If you're not accessing health care, if you don't have access to health care, if you don't have education systems you're matriculating to, coupled with the politics, stigma, and racism Black Americans are often the victims of, plays a fundamental difference in our health outcomes. This is according to Rashad Burgess, Vice President of Advancing Health and Black Equity at Gilead Sciences. Awareness is critical when addressing health disparities impacting Black Americans, such as life expectancy, but it must be coupled with meaningful policies. So, ladies, one of the first questions that I will ask you is, hey, Alonzo, one of the first questions I will ask you as we're reading this is, do we think there need to be policy changes in order for us to become healthier people? Put a one in the chat if you say yes, put a two in the chat if you say no. So here's the question again. Do you think the first thing that we need are policy changes in order for us as Black Americans to be healthier people? Put a one in the chat if you say yes, put a two in the chat if you say no. And I will wait because I want to see what your responses are. Because I have an unpopular opinion. Do we believe that the first thing that needs to be done are policy changes in order for Black Americans to be healthier? One in the chat if you say yes, two in the chat if you say no. You're asking what sorts of policy changes? Anything dealing with government. So it could be changes to laws with regards to medical apartheid. It could be um, making prescription drugs cheaper. It could be, I'm trying to think of some of the other policies, health policies that are out there. Some of the policies are that's really happening in the Black community are the closing of public hospitals in our neighborhoods. Do you think that's the number one thing that we need in order to increase our life expectancy? My unpopular opinion is no. I think that there are other things that we're able to do on individual basis to actually help with this. Hey, Computer and Coin, good to see you. We're not going to be here too long tonight. So, um, let's read through a little bit more of this article. This is one of the key takeaways from the session, Recognizing and Addressing Social Determinants of Health, a panel held as part of Black Enterprises Health is Wealth Weekend in Nashville. The session featured an expert lineup of panelists, including Burgess, who leads Gilead's strategy in tackling health equity and systemic issues of cultural racism. So they are continuing talking here. Um, Ashby maintained police brutality, which frequently tops national headlines, serves as a determinant, but also pointed out that the overall criminal justice system, including the war on drugs, over policing of our communities, weaponizing laws to specifically target communities of color, mass incarceration, all serve to drain the wealth in a lot of fathers and mothers of Black communities. So I guess they're saying here that these are some of the reasons why we have a lower life expectancy than other people. Um, and then they're also talking here about being pregnant and going to see the OBGYN, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought that this was interesting. I also saw recently, ladies, I should have pulled that article up, that um, they have determined more about the maternal health care crisis. I'm not going to go through that tonight because I want to have another special session on it. But there were more mothers that died during childbirth in 2021 than any other year. And I think it was CNN that had this report that said that Black women were at the top of that. And of course, we know that the maternal health crisis is really bad. And there does need to be something that's done with regards to that. Dark and Lovely is saying health is a choice. Info and resources are accessible to everyone. I agree with that. I think that the first thing that we need to do as upwardly mobile Black women, instead of looking at policies and police brutality and the war on drugs and all of that, is to look within ourselves. Am I getting exercise every day? Am I eating well? Am I in a job that stresses me out so bad, yet I haven't prepared my resume and tried to shift to another position at a better company that gives me um, a better work-life balance? I think there are so many things that we can do as individuals before we run to the government and start talking about policies. Um, but that's just me. So, policy changes can help set good habits for kids. I agree. Policies help make school lunches healthier, requiring that there's more time for kids to play outside. Here's the interesting thing. When Michelle Obama first got into the White House, the first lady always picks like a pet project that she wants to do. And Michelle Obama wanted to change the school lunches and make them healthier. And Samurai, you know what happened with Michelle Obama? You know what happened? I don't know who pulled her coattail, but all of a sudden that plan was scrapped. It was scrapped so fast. If we are depending on the government to set things up so that our school lunches will be healthier for our kids, you know how many billions of dollars Coke pays so that our kids can have access to Coke in schools? You know how many billions of dollars these food companies are paying? The lobbying that happens on Capitol Hill, if you research it, it's crazy. And if Michelle Obama, when Barack and Michelle Obama first got in, as popular as they were, if she couldn't change the school lunches, I don't think it'll ever happen. You're talking about decreasing the amount of time kids spend on devices. I agree. I think that parents are going to have to get involved with that, though. Sugary drinks have extra tax here in Seattle. Yep, the sugary drinks are bad. That's the one thing I'm really glad about is I'm not stuck on sugary drinks, but I love cookies and cakes and pies. I have a very bad sweet tooth. So there was pushback when folks wanted to reduce the amount of soft drinks available in schools. Yeah, there was also pushback. I remember Mayor Bloomberg, like him or not, he wanted to ban gulp, the super gulp drinks in New York. and people raised holy hell. And if you do any research on sugar, sugar is more addictive than I think cocaine, I think is what's said. It's extremely addictive. So, yeah, so everybody liked the video. Tell a friend or two that Black Women Making Money is doing its thing. We're still on our road to 1,000 subscribers. Tomorrow night's going to be messy. We're going to talk about being single and child free. But your married girlfriends with kids can come in as well because we're going to have a great conversation about that. But I did want to pop in today and just kind of give you a little bit of health news because I really like this Hot Girl Walk Challenge. I walk 30 to 45 minutes 5 times a week. I do it at the gym just because I go between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning and it's still dark outside. But the minute the summer hits and it's light outside and it's warm, your girl will be outside walking, doing her 30 to 45 minutes. And it really, really does make a huge difference. So, with that, ladies, I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.